Hello lovelies, today I'm sharing 7 different classic pieces that are dating your look that we hear all the time that if we just add them to our wardrobe, not only are we gonna look classy and elegant, but that they'll also make getting dressed in the morning easier. So I'm gonna share exactly what to do if you have these pieces in your closet. Sometimes it's just as simple as styling tweak or choosing to wear the piece with something else that will make all the difference. Welcome back, and if you're new, I'm Zeba and I'm so happy you're here. I'm here to help you figure out what to wear and how to wear it, how to make sense of wearable trends so that you love your outfit, because if you love your outfit, you can do anything. Now, many of us know that cascade cardigans tend to not only look outdated and very like 2018, but a lot of times they can also make your outfit look cheap because many of these cardigans are made with really thin material and just kind of tends to like wrinkle a lot and look really droopy. The one that's kind of a sleeper mistake is just the classic cardigan that many of us gravitate towards because cardigans, first of all, have been so trendy over the last couple of years. Not only are they trendy, but they're classic. So it's a piece that we feel really comfortable incorporating into our wardrobe and feeling really good about wearing. The problem with many cardigans is that depending on how long they are, if you wear it completely buttoned all the way up and down, it can make you look really boxy and outdated as well. So I want to share a couple of examples here and just how simply opening up the buttons can make a big difference. Usually like to unbutton a couple of buttons here to create a V shape. V shapes can be very elongating and they are key in creating the optical illusion that you are a lot taller than you are. So don't just stop there. I usually also unbutton a couple of buttons on the bottom as well. So it just makes the look feel a little bit fresher. Sometimes when you're looking at outfits, for example, on Pinterest, you kind of can't put your finger on why the exact same outfit looks so much better on somebody else. And once you put it on, you're like, why isn't it working out? It's usually these little styling tweaks that can make all the difference. Especially important when you have a longer cardigan that kind of hits you right underneath your hip bone. So a lot of times this is kind of cutting your outfit in half. And this is when we hear about the rule of thirds, when you cut up your outfit into 3 different thirds. So the very top third, the second third, and then the bottom third. You want to think about either having 2 thirds be the same and the top different, or the 2 first thirds being the same and the bottom different. But this particular cut, when you're just leaving it untucked and you're leaving it all the way buttoned, it can just half your outfit. So you lose the benefit that you would have gotten if you would have sliced up your outfit in the rule of thirds. So opening up the buttons on the bottom or tucking in the cardigan can make a big difference in having you look more proportionate, polished, and have your outfit be more flattering. Number 2 is my Easter egg that I'm wearing here. It is the classic tweed jacket. I remember being a lot younger and getting my first tweed jacket. I think it was a Banana Republic, and just feeling so grown up and feeling like I had arrived stylistically and also professionally, like I'm ready to wear my tweed jacket. I think tweed jackets are incredible. Of course, I'm a Chanel lover through and through. I'm gonna start to come around to Matthew Blazy. And by the way, this jacket is by Fabrique, and I will link it here on the description below, in a pinned comment, and also on the QR code that you can scan in case you're watching this on your television. Whenever possible, I'll also link it here on YouTube Shopping so that you can easily click the link. This is a jacket that I've worn so much, it's really comfortable. I feel like it's a great way to instantly add a classy chicness. However, it can easily look a lot more dated if you do a matching tweed set. Day to day, for most of us, doing a tweed set is just gonna have us look like a lady who lunches in not like the cute way. Instead of wearing a tweed jacket and having the whole look feel very mature, wearing it with jeans. And I took a lot of inspiration from the latest Chanel commercial where Margot Robbie's, so she's wearing some straight leg, kind of like more relaxed jeans, a white tank, kind of like a chunky necklace like this. The jeans are just so casual and they have an ease about them. And then you have a little bit of edge with some of the bags with the chains that she has. And you have the classy element with the tweed jacket that makes for a really interesting outfit that feels a lot younger, but not so far off that it starts to feel, it feels too young, and then that ages you in turn. So this has been one of my favorite combinations for spring. Now, the wardrobe essential that never goes out of style and is a must-have in any closet are pajamas that you look forward to getting into at the end of the night. I'm so excited that I finally found the perfect pajama set, and then partnering with Silky today. To bring you these really affordable, high quality pajamas, I recently went on a very long international trip and was very happy that I took my pajama set because at the end of the night, I wasn't sleeping in my bed. My circadian rhythms were all off and I didn't have all the comforts of home, but I did have my pajamas. They're skin friendly, very breathable. So regardless of what the temperature was in the hotel room, I was able to stay nice and cool. Silk is known for caring for your skin while you sleep. It's almost like having an active skincare routine for your whole body when you're sleeping in silky pajamas because they're designed for everyday life. I'm also excited to be able to offer you a discount code. It's ZEBA12 for 12% off site-wide. I've been wearing these two pajamas for the last couple of months, and this is the set that I took on my trip. It's a gorgeous peachy material that I felt so comfortable in. One of my favorite routines once I'm done with work and the kids are in bed is to pour myself a cup of tea and slip into my silky pajamas and really soak in the self-care. Even though I'm just going to sleep, I just love the feeling of that piece of self-care. Like me, I know that many of you are sticklers for quality, and you will see beautiful detail in the stitching. The way the buttons are sewn on securely, that is such a huge indicator of quality. All the attention to detail. The thing that always puts me over the edge when I'm thinking about what to invest in is how it's made. And silky pajamas are made with one of the best certifications that I have come across, which is the OEKO-TEX. And when companies have the OEKO-TEX certification, it means that they have to pay attention to the safety of the textiles, that they are sustainably made in ethical conditions. There's just a lot of standards that ensure that these pieces are made with integrity. In terms of the pajama shirt dress, this is one of these pieces that if I just want something a little slinky and it's a little bit hotter, just a really great piece to kind of hang out with and feel a little sexy. But if you're in a rush in the morning, you can literally just slip jeans on and be out the door. It's also a wonderful swimsuit cover-up, so very dual purpose, especially if you're traveling too. If you're looking for that perfect blend of elegance, true comfort, and easy care, which I think all of us in this community are, make sure to take advantage of my discount code for 12% off with code ZEBA12. Number 3 is the classic leather blazer. Whew. I want to share these 3 looks with you because it's a really interesting exercise as to like how the same denim and leather jacket look really changes depending on the silhouettes that you pick. So on one hand, we have very tapered jeans, really instant way to look more dated and kind of be stuck in that 2017 era. And then the chunky loafers that doesn't really help with the proportion at all. But what I want you to focus on is like the leather jacket. And I actually have it right here. I'll show it to you. So even though this could be a classic piece, right? It's a leather blazer. And I love my leather jackets and leather blazers as a whole, but this one in particular just feels a little bit more plasticky. There's something about the cut and the fabric that make it feel very dated versus the other extreme. We have the high neck YSL inspired jacket by Zara that I really love with kind of like a very modern silhouette of baggier jeans. And then kind of like right in the middle, in the sweet spot, if you will, is a very classic silhouette where we have a leather jacket that is tailored. And then we have jeans that are a very subtle wide leg that aren't too crazy. They're not like super huge and wide. They're just right. In this particular example, you can really appreciate how you keep like going to classics. It can really help your wardrobe if done in the right way versus like done in the kind of the plasticky full leather way, which feels like it could have been a classic, but now it just feels dated because the material isn't good enough and the cut feels also like is also not great because even though it's oversized, and oversized can be relevant, it just ends up feeling a little bit older. And this leather blazer is by Chico, so that kind of explains why it just feels a little bit older. The classic jacket that I really loved here is from Saint Sophia. It's available at Nordstrom. And both of the jeans that I share in the trendy and classic are by Air, which is one of the most amazing jeans that I've recently tried. And then as I mentioned, the trendier jacket is by Zara. The next classic item that could be dating you is your classic trousers. These are very tapered and they're not super flattering around the midsection. The thing with these trousers is they're not bad. They're actually a really cute herringbone print The thing is, they're not modern and they're dating me because they're just not super flattering. The tapered look makes my hips and thighs appear bigger than they are. Also, the tummy area just doesn't look comfortable, even like when I'm moving around, when I'm sitting in them. It just doesn't have that ease about them that we're looking for in many of our outfits to look chic, right? The classy piece, the edge, and a little bit of ease. This is definitely lacking that component. On the other hand, look at how modern these slouchy trousers look in comparison to the more tapered ones. They are already so much more flattering, and they have that kind of coolness factor that looks effortless, feels really good to wear, and it helps me look comfortable and more elongated as well. I mean, you can just see the side-by-side comparison of how different it looks when I have a tapered trouser that is hugging my ankle, really snug around the hips and thighs, just not really providing any proportion. And then these trousers in turn just look a little bit more polished, effortless, whether it's with tucking the shirt and using a belt, which I'm a big fan of, or even just doing like the ultimate cool girl style that I call, just like oversized everything and just styling it strategically. If you do want to go that route, a quick note is you want to open up the buttons here so that you show a little bit of collarbone, roll up the sleeves so that you show your wrists. That way it doesn't appear like you're drowning in fabric, even if you are choosing to do an oversized shirt. Have a little bit more of a shapeless look. This is a kind of a way to get around it. And it's also really comfortable. The sequin evening gown that has like the little like bolero jacket that is matching. This is the quickest way to have an evening wear look that is going to make you look really dated. Yes, it's classic and it's been around forever, so therefore you would think it's timeless, but there's something about that combination of having the little bolero jacket that's the matching sequin that just like screams mother of the bride, which is okay. Nothing wrong with being mother of the bride or being older, but it just feels very mature and dated. Why do these bolero sets happen? I think there's a couple of reasons. Number one, they help hide your arms, right? So they a lot of times have a tank dress, like a tank kind of like sheath slip dress, and then the bolero helps hide your arms. It helps sometimes hide your tummy as well. And it accomplishes that objective, but it just really makes you look older. So what are some great alternatives? One is finding a silk dress that's flowy and drapey. I just saw this one by Veronica Beard, very Rachel Zoe inspired. And the sleeves are going to forgive a world of hurt. Like nobody will be able to see your arms. It's also a little bit more relaxed in the tummy area. And it just feels a lot fresher than having like that sequin bolero set that is, I feel like every time I go to a wedding or a gala or any nice like black tie event, many mature women are wearing this set. It just makes us look dated. Many dresses nowadays that have beautiful draping kind of all across that will give you a little bit of volume, maybe hide some problem areas, but not sit in that dated area. There's also a dress that I really love that is a little bit more relaxed around the tummy area. It is sleeveless. It's by Fabrique. I love it. It's got a sheer skirt that just has an effortless vibe about it. And I don't know where I'm going to wear it to yet, but I cannot wait. And I just feel really, I mean, with the exception of the arms, I feel very covered up. The way it drapes just makes it feel very modern and effortlessly chic. Next classic item that is making you look dated is a classic button-down shirt. And let me caveat, it is what you wear it with. So if you're wearing a button-down shirt and you're just wearing a very casual fleece or just like the wrong third layer with it, it's going to really date your look. You would be way better off wearing a t-shirt like this or a tank top, polo v-neck, anything but this blouse. Down shirts tend to look really great with jeans on their own or with a blazer, but not with a puffer or a fleece or a vest. It just makes your outfit look really dated. You're way better off using a more casual top to look more modern and fresh. Number 7 is actually a classic beauty technique, which is eyeliner. If you wear eyeliner, is a key tool to having a very classic eye. We've seen like the eyeliner with the red lips and the strong brow. Eyeliner is a fantastic way to make your eyes look bigger, more awake, hide a world of hurt. I'm a huge fan, but it can really date you if you're not wearing it right. First of all, if you're wearing liquid eyeliner and you don't have a steady hand and you can kind of tell and you have like kind of like liquid zigzags like all over your eye, instantly gonna date you. Now, I really recommend either like using your eyeshadow with your water and just like dabbing that on with a brush because you have a lot more control. But more than that, I really love just like a simple black kohl pencil to apply my eyeliner. But what really ages you is when you just put it like right in the center of your eye. You don't start at the corner, just go all the way across and you follow your eye shape. Very aging. What has given me an instant eye lift is to start all the way at my corner and go all the way across my eyelid. And then when I reach the corner of my eye, I do finish it off somewhat, but then I go underneath my lash line and I go from there and then I flick it up and whoa, eye lift. I lift every single day. This is such a game changer. I really encourage you to try it, especially if you just want that lifted look. You will really love how it looks. I also just did a spring edition of 10 different fashion mistakes that are making you look old. So I'll see you there. And if you learned something today, make sure to hit the subscribe button.